Hi, I'm Adriana, a physiotherapist and yoga instructor, and today's video will be a yoga sequence that is trauma-informed, focusing on hips, hip stiffness, tightness, or pain. So grab your mat, grab something that might help you lift the hips up, such as a block, a bolster, or a pillow, and we'll jump right in. I invite you to join me in a sitting position today. I will be sitting on a block as I find that more comfortable for my hips personally. But you can sit in whatever position feels good for you. I'll be starting in a long sit today, so with my legs out in front of me. If you're joining me in a long sitting position, I invite you to pause and take a moment to ground into the practice today. You could choose if you'd like your eyes open or closed, perhaps gazing softly in front of you if that feels good. Maybe taking a second to focus in on why you have decided to practice this particular practice today. Maybe you've been noticing some discomfort in your hips or in your low back. Maybe you decided that this would be a good practice to focus on those areas and bring some love to those areas today. Maybe not. Maybe you don't know why you chose this particular practice, and that's okay. Taking one nice deep inhale in, and an exhale out the mouth or the nose. And if your eyes are closed, I invite you to open them if you would like. In this long sit, if it feels good for you, I invite you to start moving your upper body forward. Keeping the back nice and long, having that movement come through the hips. Going as far forward as feels good for you. That might look like your chest completely lying on your legs. That might look like I look like, or maybe you don't move very much at all, and that's totally okay. You get to choose what feels best for your hips today and what feels best for your body. We'll take 3 more breaths here. I invite you to bring that upper body a little more forward if that feels good. Taking one more breath. And on the next exhale, if your upper body is leaning forward, I invite you to bring it back up. And we'll move into a bit of a spinal twist here. So bending the left leg, taking the right arm and bringing it on the outside of the left leg, and then bringing that left hand down behind you to twist your body over to the left. Once again, trying to keep that back nice and long if that's available for you today. We'll take 2 more breaths here if that feels good. Know that you can come out at any time. One more inhale. One more exhale, letting go of that right arm and that left hand, bringing the body back forward and switching the legs. So the right knee is going to bend. The left arm is going to wrap around the right knee, and that right hand is going to come behind you, and you can twist to the right. keeping that back nice and long and that neck long. Maybe relaxing into the back if you can. Taking one more breath here. And on your next exhale, letting go of the arms and the hand, coming back forward. Moving into a butterfly. So bringing the bottoms of the feet together and the knees out. This feels good for you. Another option could be to leave one leg straight and bend the other knee. So you can choose what option feels better for you, or you can always choose a different variation. You might notice some sensations throughout the legs and throughout the hips. If you would like, you can once again lean forward through the hips. So keeping that back long and that chest up and leaning forward as far as feels comfortable for you. Be noticing different sensations arising throughout the hips and the back as you move forward. That is normal to feel different things come up as we move through the practice. It's also normal to not feel or notice anything at all. Everybody will feel something different. Taking 2 more breaths here if you're still with me. Perhaps leaning a little more forward if that feels available. One more inhale. One more exhale. Coming back out in your own time. And meeting me on your hands and knees, and we'll move into a few cat-cows. So if you're joining me on the hands and knees, you can do an inhale, lowering the stomach to the ground. The tailbone goes up, and the neck can go up if that feels good. On an exhale, rounding down through the back, bringing that tailbone under that chin to chest. Moving through a few cat-cows in your own time and in your own way. You can always take a rest into a different form if that feels better for you. If you're still with me on the cat-cows, moving through one last variation. Coming back to a neutral spine when you're ready. Moving into a low lunge. So we'll bring that left leg up, keeping the right knee down. You can always place a pillow or a cushion underneath that right knee if that feels better. Keeping that back nice and long again, maybe imagining a string through the top of your head, pulling you up. Perhaps feeling some sensations through that right front of your hip. Taking a few more breaths here. You can always bring the arms up above your head if you'd like. in your own time, bringing the hands down on the inside of that left foot, maybe getting a little bit of a different stretch through the left hip in this movement, maybe not. And when you're ready, bringing that left leg down and switching over to the right side for a right low lunge. Once again, maybe thinking about that string through the top of the head, keeping the back long, stretching through the front of that left hip. Take a few more breaths here, knowing that if a few breaths feels like too many breaths for you, you can move into something else if you'd like. When you're ready, bringing those arms, I almost said bringing those right arms, both arms, on the inside of the right leg. Bit of a stretch through the right hip here. We're going to move to some standing forms. So if you're still joining in with me, make your way to the top of your mat, standing in whatever way feels good for you to get up there. Maybe taking a little shake as you get up, feeling if there's anywhere your body needs movement. Once you're up standing with me, we'll move into warrior one. So keep that front leg where it is. Bring the left leg back, pointing the foot at a 45-degree angle, and we'll bend that front knee, trying to keep those hips forward. You can always bring the arms up above the head if you would like. And if this movement doesn't feel good for your practice, feel free to go back into that low lunge or into a different movement that feels good for you. We'll take one more breath here. Then I invite you to straighten that front leg, bring the back foot forward and in just a little bit, and we'll move into pyramid. If you have a block handy, you can always place it in front of your foot or place it on both sides of your feet, or foot, sorry. Getting some pulling or sensation through the back of the legs here, potentially. And we'll take one more breath here. And making your way to the top of your mat again, we'll switch sides. So bring that left foot forward. We'll bring the right foot behind you with the knees straight. Gentle bend through them, but legs quite straight if possible. Maybe noticing some different sensations on this side compared to the other one. Perhaps relaxing through that jaw and that face. Taking one more breath here. And when you're ready, if you have any blocks handy, I invite you to put them over to the side. And we'll come up to warrior one on this side. So we'll bend that front knee. We'll bring that back foot at a 45-degree angle, keeping the hips forward once again. The arms can go up if you would like. And we'll just do one more breath here. Making your way to the top of your mat, and we'll come down onto our stomach. So make your way onto your stomach in whatever way feels good for you. I will bend down, bring my legs behind me, bring the knees down, and lower to the ground. We'll move into a cobra here. So bring your hands close to your chest, and you can gently bend the back, bringing the head forward. Perhaps going all the way up with nice straight arms, getting a little bit more sensations through the front body. You can choose whatever feels good for you. And in your own time, coming back to child's form, so you can keep the knees together or bring them to the sides of your mat. And bring the body as far back onto your feet as feels comfortable. Just getting the opposite movement here. Taking one more breath. And we'll move into pigeon form. So we'll go on to all four. We'll bring that left knee behind the left hand and the left foot behind the right hand. And from here, you can either stay on your hands, you can go down on your forearms, or you can put your arms on a block or a pillow. And we'll take a few breaths here, knowing that whatever feelings, whatever sensations are coming up in this moment, they are all okay. Don't need to stop them or change them in any way. Maybe taking a moment to focus on the breath as it moves in and out. Taking one more breath here. And when you're ready, joining me on the other side. So bringing that right knee behind the right hand, right foot behind the left hand. Choosing whatever arm variation feels good. Spending some time on this side. Knowing that you might feel something completely different on this side, and that is okay. Taking a few more breaths here. On your own time, making your way onto your back, and we'll be ending on our back today. And we'll move through a glute bridge if that feels like it's in your practice. So bringing your feet as close to your body as you can, hands down on the ground and lifting the glutes up. Perhaps noticing some stretching through the thighs. If you're getting any pain anywhere, any pain through the back, feel free to lower down. One more breath. On the exhale, lowering back to the ground. I will be ending in butterfly, so placing my feet together and the knees out. But you can choose to do something different if you'd like. You can fly with your legs straight or bring the knees to chest. Maybe sit or stand. Choose whatever your body is asking of you. And if you're not sure what it's asking of you, then feel free to join in with me. Perhaps taking a second to thank yourself for doing something for your hips, your mind, and your body. Thank you so much for practicing.